exactly. We'll see.
So, probably the biggest shocker of qualifying and of the weekend, Lewis Hamilton, just nowhere. Completely just out of sight, out of mind. His Q3 time, 1:11.095, was slower than Valtteri Bottas' Q1 time of 1:10.938. What happened?
I don't know. Well, what we do know happened. The cooler temperatures during that day, they couldn't turn on the tires. We know that the Mercedes car is not good when they can't turn the tires on, meaning when they can't warm up the tires well. And if you have no grip around Monaco, it's pretty tough to get around there. Even when they were using the softest tire, because this is the first race all year where they have used the C5 compound, which is the softest tire. Mm-hmm. And that's always the case. The minute that we go to Monaco, they always introduce. Remember when they had like the Hypersoft?
Yep.
And that's what they introduced them. But that was the reason why they just couldn't turn the tires on. They couldn't get enough grip. I don't know what was happening with Lewis, because obviously Valtteri Bottas was able to qualify way ahead of him.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I guess he just had an off weekend. And he has that every once in a while, and obviously, this is not his best track. This is definitely not a Mercedes track. It's not a track that Lewis Hamilton historically has done well. I think he's won 2 times here.
I don't recall.
2 or 3 times he's won. But we'll look that up. But yeah, it's not his best track, and he every once in a while he does throw up one of these weekends, and then he pops up next weekend and is like lights out. So I wouldn't worry about it. It just, well, it sucks for them, but it's good for us because the tables have turned.
I think this weekend, pretty much, it created doubts on him, on how the handling of the car was, obviously because of cooling, not getting the tires to fire up, but having been able, he was having such a hard time to pull like a fast lap and really do it cleanly, because he was going a lot in the runoff and stuff like that, especially coming out of the tunnel, which is the highest speed, the highest, there's the area which you could say you come up with the highest speed. So I think that created some kind of, not resistance, but like maybe shouldn't I, like a little small margin of doubt of him throwing the car all over the place.
Yeah, which he never has.
Exactly. Right. And remember also, Mercedes has, I think, the biggest car in Monaco. Which
the longest wheelbase, yeah.
So there is no room for that.
Right.
There's no room for, am I going to slip in this turn? Is the car really going to be there? Mm-hmm. So you have to always, especially around the pool area and stuff like that, you cannot miss those turns.
Right.
Do you think that they're still struggling with their aero package? And by struggling with their aero package, I just mean like the low rate versus high rate concept and kind of the change.
Yeah, that's still not 100% settled down for them yet.
Yeah, but I don't think that was an issue this weekend, because you saw Bottas qualifying up in the top 3. Could have gone. He was one of those drivers that thought that he could get pole. And Vettel had a great weekend. Aston Martin had a great weekend. Those are the only 2 cars that run that low rate concept. And by the way, before you say anything, Lewis Hamilton has won 3 times: 2008, 2016, 2019 in Monaco. By the way,
Fernando Alonso twice, Sebastian Vettel twice for the other active drivers.
So the thing I was going to say was, because you mentioned the tires.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was more comfortable with the colors of the tires. Purple and blah, blah, stuff, than having just no, because you know what it is? You guys laugh, but
you came out of left field with that.
No, because you were mentioning the tires earlier,
and
that was throughout the whole weekend. That was my confusion, because when they started talking about the tires, so the hardest compound this weekend was the softest compound in Barcelona. Yeah. So I'm like, so why is it white?
So remember they had
I know
5 different tires.
Yeah, but they still, they made it into 3 colors. So I think that also creates some kind of confusion for us to have a down-packed idea of what's really being used. Oh yeah, so we changed. What was the red one last week, and it's not the white one. What was what was the yellow one last week?
So what you're saying is basically by the attempt to simplify made it even more difficult now.
For me at least,
even though we've done it for was this the second year that they're doing this.
Yeah.
for me, this past weekend was super confusing when they went into detail of how in Barcelona the softest tire is now the hardest tire this weekend. So where this freaking new red one came out from, and how come it's still red? That's what I want. Right away. That's how I went. Like, and how come it's still red? How come it's not magenta or something?
I get it,
You
but
preferred the rainbow.
for the casual fan, it's a little easier.
Yeah. I mean,
No, it's just like, okay, so this, even if for a casual fan, like, okay, so this white one was a red one that ran last.
No,
Yeah,
they
but even
wouldn't
like-
even think about that though.
so for example, like if you saw how the race panned out, though, everybody went to the hardest tire, to the hard tire, and everybody struggled.
Hard tire this weekend.
This weekend.
It's not the hardest
which
tire
is
they
the
could make.
C3. Well, yeah, C3.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, which is the C3. But everybody struggled with that tire when they got it on because it wasn't hot enough, and they just couldn't get it up to temperature. And even when they did, it wasn't even fast.
I think the guy that used it the most was Stroll this weekend, and he was not a stellar driver this weekend. Yeah, he was having problems too,
Yeah.
keeping them up.
Yeah, exactly. So that's Lewis Hamilton's qualifying, which not pretty. All right, so there's the Ferrari bad luck, and then there's the Mercedes bad luck. So Max Verstappen takes the first corner, is just out, controls the race. That's it. Pretty much leads him to the promised land. He ends up winning the race. Valtteri Bottas, who was actually threatening right in front at the start of the race. What?
No, I got something. I saw today. I don't know what I saw, but I saw the picture of where it looked like Max was off the line, obviously because he was a little crooked. Is it to start off to be like, do you have to have both wheels out of whack to start that way and to get the violation of
What you're talking about when he went in at an angle?
Yeah, he had like an angle.
All
really
you got to
bad.
do is be in that box.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's it. All you have to do is be in that box. And I've seen him do it a lot. He's not the only one that's
No,
done
he's
that
not the
does
only one
it.
that does it, no.
I've seen it done many times.
No, people were looking for
Yeah.
a similar
Yeah.
penalty as Pierre Gasly got in Barcelona for just doing that.
No, but he did that purpose, obviously, because he wanted to cover
Yeah,
him
to
up.
cover. And
Which
he
is
did.
why Red Bull asked to see what was going to happen. He was on the dirty side of the track, less grip. He just had to make sure that he got ahead. He did get a better start than Bottas, even though Bottas.
I don't think so. Bottas got a better start. Yeah.
But he just launched all the way up there, and like Bottas had nowhere to go.
Well, I mean, that was the thing, is that he just closed them off. And the way that corner works is that obviously it's down the straight, but then it closes off on the right hand side. Yeah, on the right hand side
Yes.
it closes off, so you have to kind of go right and then into the left, into the right hand corner.
Otherwise, you won't make the turn.
Well, you have to go in like a little bit left and then go right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, because now the cars are so big, you won't make the turn if you turn right.
Right.
You have to, typical turn.
So Bottas he never really got caught up to where Verstappen was. He was not ever really threatening, but when he went to pit, let me bring up the pit graphic. When he went into pit, lap, I don't even have the
I
number.
even say it.
Lap 29. He went into pit. The front right wheel nut completely stripped. It's happened to me with my, power tools at home with screws, but
Strong.
With a regular screwdriver.
yeah, that's me. Just turn it like what?
Stop turning.
Yeah. This guy has like the worst luck with all the pit stops. Is it just me, or like every race he gets like a slow pit stop or something
He
happens?
just has bad luck in total. I mean, I don't know, man. It's just like the bad things always happen to him.
How much you think is a Formula One car like worth, more or less? Like the price tag on a Formula One car. Let's say like I don't know, $5 million, right? Let's say for example. So
More than that, but okay.
as that was happening, I told my girl, "Babe, come here." She's like, "What happened?" Like, I know you don't like to watch it, but look at just happened to this guy. She said, "What happened?" Like, this car is worth millions of dollars, and just because that little nut would not get loose, or it was stripped, he's out of the race. And she even felt bad for Bottas. Like, oh my God, are you serious?
Oh man, rumor has it it's still there. It's still stuck.
It is still
Rumor
there.
has it.
It's still there. They're gonna take it back to Brackley and they gotta slice it open.
Oh my God.
So this guy's just bad luck. Bad luck, Bottas.
The slow mo that you sent earlier was crazy. Did you see all the the metal bits just coming
flying off.
Flying
Yes.
off. That's insane.
That's how it's like when I'm at the gym. The little bits just fly off.
Everyone around him just flights off.
So as a result, Bottas DNF, and then we also had Lewis Hamilton finishing 7th. What a great weekend for Red Bull overall, who ended up having a 1st and a 4th. We'll get to that, actually. And here's where we'll get to it. The overcut. How powerful was that overcut this weekend?
It always is. Monaco.
Is
For the
it?
most part, yeah. I mean, if you,
Especially since Mercedes couldn't execute it.
yeah, it always is. I remember Vettel won an overcut. He won in
Because-
2017 over
Raikkonen.
Raikkonen.
Yeah, yeah.
And a lot of teams employ it over the years, and it works really well
And look,
if you can pull it off. Or not.
2017, it worked for Vettel, obviously to win the race, but it worked perfectly for him this weekend too as well.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So that leads me into exactly what I was going to say. Sebastian Vettel, driver of the day. Fantastic strategy from Aston? Or was it just, okay, this is just the strategy we're doing, and you have to execute?
Well, if it works,
Did-
it's great.
Do you think they went that way because it worked for Gasly so well?
What worked for Gasly?
The strategy, because Hamilton was not able to do it.
I think Hamilton just had other problems. He could not get around the track quickly enough to make his attempted undercut work.
Mm-hmm.
If it was,
He didn't have the grip. He was
he was just not himself. Yeah, he was just not fast
He
enough.
just wasn't fast enough.
I even got phone calls about it. What happened to Mercedes?
Because honestly, if you're looking at
He's that 1% Mercedes owner.
there you go. If you're looking at the type of cars that you're overtaking, you are. I think it was a Toro Rosso, an Aston Martin, wasn't there?
AlphaTauri.
An Alpha. I'm sorry.
AlphaTauri, not Toro Rosso.
All right, sorry, AlphaTauri. I think there was another car in the mix, but anyways,
Paris.
Paris. All right. So I mean, the only car there that it's really as fast as that Mercedes is the Red Bull, and he got beat by an AlphaTauri and an Aston Martin.
All right, so let's
He
actually
just
go
wasn't
through.
fast enough.
Hey guys, this is Wellington from the Jump to Start Racing crew. Before we start, I want to make sure to tell you to destroy that like button and to make sure to hit subscribe to be up to date with our episodes and clips. Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Our handle on both platforms is @JumpTheStartF1. See you there.